Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. This is Milesluigi.
And this is his guest, the Evil Pop-Tart.
I would just like you to take a gander at this marvelous architecture and piece of technology the X-nauts have created on the moon.
It looks fancy and technologically advanced.
No kidding. We really haven't even seen anything near this level. The closest thing I can even think of is the technology at the level of the Glitzville, or just Glitzville in general. The engineers there were incredible. I gotta say the X-nauts are very incredible as well. The fact that they were able to create such a marvel of technology. It makes you wonder how in the world they got so far ahead of everyone else. Are they just simply very, 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 very far ahead of everyone else, or does the Mushroom Kingdom believe technology is evil?
Well, how do you think they got on the moon in the first place? And especially those things floating in the back tank back there. Those are technically aliens. They're aliens.
Glitzville gives us the hint on what to do here, but I thought it was kind of interesting. The capability of technology is showcased here in the X-naut base, but at the same time I find it hard to believe that this much technology exists and it just simply isn't being used in the normal Mushroom Kingdom, if you know what I mean. 8-bit Mario. Or Waluigi in this case. I guess it's an open-ended question, and I don't know exactly where in the world to bring that question, honestly. So,
Princess Peach, since she runs the damn Mushroom Kingdom?
it's all her fault.
Yeah, she's kind of ditzy blonde. I don't think she likes all that stuff. Hell, she didn't even... Oh, wait. Yeah, we did that part already. Hell, she didn't even know how to make a freaking potion.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose there are definitely elements of technology throughout the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario has his mailbox SP. I'd have to imagine at the time of this event that had to have been a very popular item. Everyone has to get their mailbox SP.
We don't even know where he got it. He just pulls it out. Why does anybody else has a SP thing? We don't see one. Is he the only one? Proprietary software.
Proprietary. See, what happens in the Mushroom Kingdom is everything is proprietary.
What happens in the Mushroom Kingdom stays in the Mushroom Kingdom.
And there is no open source movement in the Mushroom Kingdom, resulting in a lot of proprietary software, headaches for all IT crowd people because you have to pay for all your software. This is really freaking lucky, by the way.
Yeah, I'd say so. I just noticed it.
I have nothing to say, but WTF, LOL, yes. I just got 2 badges in one battle, and both, well, one of them is definitely very, very good.
You know, I already said this before, I'm just going to say it again. I already gave you the Lucky Bastard Award. You don't get another one until next year. Stop applying yourself.
But yeah, in case you didn't notice, this is now my second P up, P down, P, and we haven't even gotten the normal P up, P down, P in the game. I have 2, and I'm supposed to have 0.
Bah!
That is awesome.
I'm just going to go with that again, you know. I'm just going to pull the bah card.
Anyway, I unfortunately put myself into a open discussion where I basically presented a topic and I didn't know exactly how to follow it up. I kind of expected to be able to wing it on how I was able to follow it up. But I essentially said I am assuming the Mushroom Kingdom has very little, if any, open source standards or software, resulting in a proprietary mess that you see here, where we have some great conglomerates of technology like the X-naut base in Glitzville, and dumps like Rogueport, and even Toad Town to a certain extent. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, because these guys are like, everybody's being stingy.
We're about to pick up 2 badges here, and now is a great time for me to explain my love and a slight disdain for both of these badges.
Feeling fine and feeling fine, partner.
Alright, so feeling fine. It is the protects you against status ailment badge in the game. It says it only protects you against poisonous and dizziness. It is wrong. It protects you against everything except 2 status ailments. You can thank Milesluigi for testing this out, actually. The 2 status ailments it does not protect you against is being set on fire and being frozen. As much as I hate that second one, it will not protect you against being frozen.
Dope.
But it does protect you against being, say, immobilized or sleepy. Those are kind of the ones you want to protect yourself against. Especially immobilized.
Always use protection.
If you don't protect yourself against immobilization, you could end up in instant game over situations, say fighting 5 elite wizards. Anyway, the badge to complement it is Feeling Fine Partner. Sadly, it does the exact same thing as Feeling Fine except you're a partner, but it is objectively worse than Feeling Fine for multiple reasons. Let's just say you put on Feeling Fine by itself. In the case your partner gets hit with a status ailment, even if you don't have quick change on, it's as simple as changing your partner. Boom, the status ailment issue is gone. If you have quick change, that's even easier to take care of. The only problem now is that that partner is effectively unusable. But even better than that, instead of changing partner, you could use Sweet Treat and that heals everything. Now compare this to say if you were just Feeling Fine Partner and Mario gets hit with something, you don't have those options because you can't change Mario or Sweet Treat as a partner. It's a convenience badge when you don't want to deal with having to Sweet Treat or change partners when they get hit with a status ailment, but otherwise it's a lot to spend for 4 badge points.
Indeed, I would agree.
Whew, that was a mouthful. But right now our objective in the X-naut base is actually to get all the key cards in the X-naut base, because it'll allow us to access the final area. And of course, in my usual playstyle fashion, I'm doing this as fast as possible. Fun fact about this password, it never changes. So you don't even have to look it up in the first place.
If you don't know it, you gotta look it up, because that's what I do anyway.
The normal player finds it normally in the game. It's as simple as that. So behind door number 1 is a familiar face.
My class was good, thank you.
And oh my gosh, is he ever so familiar. It is the 66th annual Quirk Quiz. Yay! And it works just like the first Quirk Quiz all the way back in Chapter 1. Answer the questions right, you can proceed. Answer them wrong, you have to deal with a gnarly battle. And of course, this being Milesluigi, I am of course going to show off the gnarly battle, because that's the way I like doing things.
It looks like he got a cyber upgrade.
No kidding. Wow. How did I not say that?
He was
Thank you, Evil Pop-Tart, for reminding me when I'm looking at my notes to remind me of the obvious. Yes, the Thwomp is cybernetic X-naut enhanced with proprietary software.
He actually is better. He's got 2 glowing eyes.
I purposely had Koops as my partner because a lot of the questions deal actually with Chapter 1, like what is Koops' girlfriend, which is Koopy Poo, and where was the crystal star found in Hooktail's belly. And now I'm starting to answer questions wrong. That was supposed to be Prince Mush, but thing is that was question 5. If I would have answered it right, I wouldn't have been able to show the gnarly, difficult battle. It was a ring, but I answer a bling.
Bling bling. Bling.
So remember last quiz? The last question was what number question this is?
Yep.
Guess what it is?
What number question this is? 6!
It's the exact same question. The only difference is they don't give you the answer answer 64 or whatever dumb answer it was. I love that answer. I wish they would have given it to you. Here's our gnarly battle. That was definitely something interesting here. Yuxes. I never liked Yuxes in the first place, and, well, looks like we have found some Yuxes. Lovely. So here's a little piece of advice from Milesluigi. Bring this down to 1 Yux. Trust me, just bring this down to 1 Yux. You'll thank me later. And we're feeling fine. Here's why. If you don't nail that Super Guard and you don't have feeling fine, you're going to get immobilized 100% of the time from that attack. We will soon learn as I get the tattle in here that Goombella says it has an excellent immobilization rate, but in my experience, it's 100% of the time you get immobilized. As we will shortly see in the tattle in my attempt to gain the bingo system and fail. Here we go. It's the X-Yux. Or I think it's read as Cross-Yux, not X-Yux, actually. Thank you, Tattlelog. Cross-Yux. The most annoying Yux in the game, for multiple reasons. A, it's the most powerful. B, it can immobilize you with its attacks. And C, it produces 2 mini cross Yuxes at the same time. Annoying! I would have been immobilized without feeling fine. Guaranteed. This is where a badge, say like multi-bounce, is very handy. But of course, because it counts as a separate tattle, we of course have to also tattle the mini cross yucks as well.
Or you could just get Bobbery out and blow shit up. Boom.
Boom.
I just push the I win button. Don't even bother. You're wasting your time. Just go, I win.
Pick up the tattle later in the trash can.
Sure.
That's the way most players do it. With the tattles out of the way, we can actually just destroy this thing now. But if you were not prepared for this battle, and say you started to get immobilized, you basically get screwed over pretty badly. Especially if Mario gets immobilized.
I like how you call it a thing. We really don't know what the hell that thing is, do we?
We don't know what a wizard is, so I'd have to assume a Yux is, never mind.
No, we know what a wizard is. It's an augmented flying space trash can.
We have no idea what a cross Yux is.
Yeah, I haven't come up with anything for cross yucks yet.
It's the bane of your existence if you let it be the bane of your existence. How about that?
Let's just go with it's the one of the failed letters in the alphabet. It was rejected by the alphabet, and it just went on its merry way and turned into that.
The alphabet has authority.
Yeah, the alphabet didn't like it and said, "Get out." Let's go with that. I'm thinking we'll go with that.
I guess the Doctorate of Philosophy X-nauts weren't exactly happy with the authority of the alphabet and added their own letter to the alphabet, huh?
Yep. I agree. Let's go with that.
I'll buy that theory. Speaking of Doctorate of Philosophy, looks like we found you in here, and here's me just totally abusing the chill out badge. I have chill out. I really do not care if I get hit with your chemical bottle at all or not. Here we find another one of those electro floor rooms. And Milesluigi attempts to sequence break the electric floor room and fails.
I was going to say, I didn't know you could do that. You're probably going to fail.
You're able to do every one except the last one here. If you look in the background, you can actually see the pattern of floor tiles you're supposed to go across.
That's how it should have worked. That's the first thing you notice when you walk in the room. Why are you doing it the hard way?
Because I enjoy doing things differently.
Masochist.
There's another one of our card keys. And there's a little toggle switch inside that treasure chest that turns off the floor. You know what I want now in my house, whether it be real life or Minecraft house? A security system that had an electric floor. That's actually pretty brilliant. You come in my room, zap. That would be brilliant. This is normally the only cross yuck you're supposed to find if you don't fail that quiz. As you can see, he is by himself.
I was going to say, as for your Minecraft room, I can think of a couple different ways that you could die. I'd set up a dispenser right in front of your door. As soon as you open it, you get shot. It's kind of like the shotgun pointed at the door. Or I could just dump lava and move through a switch.
And add chain jumps. Anyway. This is Grotus's room. Remember his little office room back here with all the nibbles in the background? Well, looks like I found it. And he left his computer on. I wonder what I should do to his computer. Pop-Tart, I need some ideas.
You need some ideas? Well, when somebody leaves a computer on, you always do the first thing that comes to mind. Surf the internet.
Change the desktop wallpaper.
Yes, do that too.
Should I change it to something nefarious, like not safe for work, or should I change it to something different?
Yeah, let's go with prerogative. Let's put something prerogative on it. So when he goes on there, he goes, "Oh shit, what the hell?"
Okay, his desktop wallpaper is now something not safe for work, and we'll leave it at that.
It's the first thing you do to somebody else's computer when it's unoccupied. You look up the prerogative wallpapers.
Alright, so because we are IT guy, people are going to tell you how to avoid this issue.
Lock your computer when you leave. It's called
Yes.
Windows L.
I was about to say that. Windows key plus L will lock your computer and stop people from changing your desktop wallpapers to something not safe for work.
Either that or you have people that change your sound effects whenever you get an email and goes, "You've got mail." Instead of that, it goes, "Boom!"
Not safe for work. Guess who was hiding in Peach's bathroom?
Who was hiding in Peach's bathroom?
An elite X-naut.
He was in the shower?
He was hiding in Peach's bathroom.
Oh, now we know what she was doing while she was taking a shower. Giggity giggity!
This elite X-naut deserves to die a lot more than all the other elite X-nauts.
No, he doesn't. He's the luckiest bastard on the earth next to you.
We cannot go down this toilet like the one in Glitzville.
We don't even know where that toilet leads. It's on the moon. How the hell do they even have running water up here? It's the moon!
Ask Mario, he's the plumber.
He didn't plumb anything on this moon, that's for damn sure.
Oh, that's true. Get the doctorates of philosophy into plumbing.
He'd have to have a space degree to get the plumbing to work on that damn moon.
Okay.
He don't have no space degree, he's a simple plumber.
He's a simple plumber who runs a partnership with his brother, a plumbing business. Is that correct?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Maybe it's a limited liability company. I don't know. I'd have to actually ask Mario. I actually am looking for a star piece that I believe I would have forgotten if I didn't think about it.
I kind of figured you were looking for something, because you backtracked.
Yes. Up in the ceiling, there is a star piece up there. And thankfully, because all these rooms are technically interconnected because of this ceiling, we can, of course, have Miss Miles tells us, yes, there is something hidden up in the ceiling. All the way to the left. All the way. Don't stop. Don't stop just because there's only 2 pipes up here. There it is. I always love that there's just 2 pipes here. There's, like, no networking, like, wires or anything. Just 2 pipes. Or power wires or anything else that you would normally find in a building. Just some pipes. Not much else.
But here's the thing, what's in the pipes? Is that the water system, or is that... What the hell's in those pipes?
I suppose I shouldn't complain about the pipes. There's a whole ton of them in the lobby. So,
yeah, but that has to have air going through it. You're on the damn moon. You would assume you'd find oxygen pipes, you know, wires, cables, plumbing. No, you don't see any of that.
the engineers here were very good at hiding the wires.
I always like when you walk down these hallways, like this hallway right here in the background. There's bombs in the hallway, or what the hell are those? Those cylinders, are they bombs? Really?
Well, they could be oxygen tanks. They look like helium tanks, but you know they could be oxygen tanks. Nice super garden heater, thank you. But they are a storage of some chemical medium. Another electric floor room, by the way. Except the gimmick to this one is that you know which tiles you have to stand on, but they slowly change. And I'm just going to tell you right now, first time playing this game, you screw up on this room. Well, I think I screwed up about 4 or 5 times.
I did about like 6 or 8. Being honest.
This is one of those cases where a slow go might actually be a useful badge, honestly. Because it'll allow you to control your movement a little bit more easily.
I would agree. And this is where the joystick on the GameCube decides to wig out on you sometimes.
You can already see me wigging out sometimes. The thing going for me is I've done this a couple of times, so... Anyway, when the path decides to go backwards on itself, that's when you know you're about at the end. There we go. I have to now ask myself, just big elaborate security system to hide the card key. Oh, hi Coop. There was just one set of every single one of these card keys.
Kind of reminds you of the... You already have all 3 keys, Snake! All you have to do is put one in a cold area, one in a warm area, and the normal key. It's made from a shape memory alloy.
Here's where we need all the card keys, because it'll open the door to this room. It's a very, very, very big room is all I'm going to say. Of course, the guy guarding the room is a big set of doctorates of philosophy, obviously performing some research experiment. I'm about to destroy them.
Destroyed!
Experiment destroyed. Alright, so this giant room basically tests your knowledge of every single thing you've collected so far in the game. So for example, our first obstacle is we have to press the giant switch. How do we do that? By throwing Bobbery over the gate.
Or you could just not throw Bobbery over the gate.
And of course, how do you get underneath a moving platform? By
Ask
being
Jesus.
being draped in the floor by Vivian.
Ask Jesus. He will put you in the floor. Can't guarantee you'll be alive, but he'll put you in the floor.
So yeah, I don't think I have to iterate throughout this whole process. This is basically a giant obstacle course of a room that I have to question in its practicality. What does a room with a bunch of moving gears signify to me? Usually it signifies a clock, but since when do they need a analog clock in the X-nauts base?
They don't. They don't even have any clocks. They're not even aware of the time. Is there really time on the moon? No.
There's lunar time, and I have no clue how they devised it, but...
Yeah, but that's not when you're on the moon, is it? Or is that when you're actually on the moon?
it would be when you're on the moon. They could just keep track of the earthly time and just say screw it, but, well, they could.
Yeah, they could. I'd like to see how that... It's 10:30. Really? How do you know? We're not on Earth. Close enough. It's 10:30 on the Earth, so it's 10:30 here.
There you go.
Okay, so that's like me saying it's 4 in the morning in Japan. So I can just say it's 4 in the morning. I'm in Japan.
Wow.
That's why I never understood the world clock on the iPhone. If anybody has an iPhone, you can go onto the clock section under the utilities, and you can set your clock to Japan's time. Why? If you're in America or elsewhere, who gives a crap what time it is in Japan?
Unless you're in a business working with other people, yeah. But the only thing bad I have to say about this room is one fudge up and you gotta start all over.
Yeah, no.
Do you remember fudging up at least 2 or 3 times? First time playing this game? I sure as hell do.
Yeah, I misjumped and then I go, oh fuck, I fell. Oh, okay, we'll just go back up there and I go, wait a minute. I gotta do that all over again?
Out of all backgrounds in the game, though, this one makes sense and is the least scary in the game, if you ask me.
It's the least scary.
The least scary background in the game.
It's the most annoying background in the game, too.
Yes. Okay, so we finally make it to the end. Here's a piece of advice. Go all the way on this plane panel. Please ignore the moving platforms below you. As you will very clearly see, it'll get us to a key card that we need.
You didn't see anything.
Okay, so with that, we are actually, we just have to go through that obstacle course one more time to get to the boss, which we will do that on the next episode of Let's Play Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. This has been Milesluigi.
And the evil Pop-Tart.
You have any other closing remarks?
I'm eating pizza rolls.
That's nice to know. See you next time.